The debate over using state taxpayer funds for private school vouchers is playing out in court. Ohio's EdChoice school voucher program was ruled unconstitutional this week by a Franklin County judge. The program gives student scholarships to attend private schools. And the Ohio Coalition for Equity and Adequacy of School Funding represents several Valley school districts and others in the state in this fight. Its executive director, Phillis, is joining me now. Your group is engaged in the litigation process, William, to take on EdChoice. What is your reaction to the judge's ruling?
Well, we thought the judge put forward a very well-reasoned decision. She held a hearing on some issues. In fact, all the issues on the last part of April. She looked at the Constitution, and after hearing the facts and reviewing the Constitution, she ruled that the EdChoice voucher program is unconstitutional, and that's the ruling that we were seeking.
And you say you're elated by it. It is estimated $1 billion are leaving the public schools each year to go to private schools. Most of that money funneled through the EdChoice program. Can you share more about the concerns that the districts have over transparency of how those dollars are spent?
Well, certainly. The leadership of the House and Senate have said we can't afford to implement the state's own formula, the fair funding formula. We can't afford that. But if they would take the $1 billion that they're spending on vouchers, we could afford funding public schools at a constitutional level. It's that simple. The opposition to our efforts, the pro-voucher people, they are saying, well, you're hurting these kids. Well, most of these kids that are taking vouchers now had already been enrolled in the private school system. So we have a situation here where a system that started out as supporting low-income kids, it's primarily the vouchers going to high-income people whose kids were already involved with the private schools. That's there. And then they're saying, well, we're depriving these children of a private education. Well, they were already paying tuition. Their parents were already paying tuition before this universal voucher system came along.
The Ohio Attorney General plans to appeal the ruling, which would take this case then to the 10th District Court of Appeals. Do you have a sense of how that court could rule?
Well, we're happy to defend ourselves. We're happy to be in the 10th District Court of Appeals. We have no idea how the court will rule, or we don't have any idea how the Supreme Court will rule. Hopefully, the 10th District Court and the Supreme Court of Ohio will in fact follow the law, look at the facts, and then look at the Constitution and make a judgment as to whether this voucher this voucher scam really fits into the scheme of the Constitution. The Constitution is very clear. It says, Article 6, Section 2 says, the General Assembly shall make such provisions by taxation or otherwise as will secure a thorough and efficient system of common schools. Now that's clear language. And of course, there are other provisions in the Constitution that support our cause. And then the second clause in that Article 6, Section 2 is very clear that no sect, religious sect, or secular sect shall ever have any control over the school funds of the state of Ohio. Very clear. Now, how else could the judge rule? How else could the appeals court rule? How else could the Supreme Court rule?
All right, we really appreciate you joining us here. Yeah, back and forth on this issue. Obviously, there's both sides, and the other side's going to appeal. Appreciate you joining me here at 5 to share your side of things. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you very much.